Due to the new law passed by the Supreme Court with regards to same-sex marriage, many people have begun talking about women's rights, human rights, and feminism. In this program, we're going to be briefly highlighting feminism and how it can be one of the greatest tools for empowering women everywhere.
With respect to economic issues, I think actually that Mitt Romney is right, that ultimately women care more about the economic well-being of their family and the like. But he doesn't connect on that issue either. What you have is Mitt Romney running around the country saying, well, you know, my wife tells me that what women really care about are economic issues. And when I listen to my wife, that's what I'm hearing. Guess what? His wife has actually never worked a day in her life. She's never really dealt with the kinds of economic issues that a majority of the women in this country are facing in terms of how do we feed our kids, how do we send them to school, and how do we worry, and why do we worry about their future. So I think yes, it's about these positions, and yes, I think there will be a war of words about the positions, but there's something much more fundamental about Mitt Romney. He seems so old-fashioned when it comes to women.
My career choice was to be a mother. And I think all of us need to know that we need to respect choices that women make. Other women make other choices to have a career and raise family, which I think Hillary Rosen has actually done herself. I respect that. That's wonderful. But you know, there are other people that have a choice. We have to respect women in all those choices that they make. And by the way, let me give a shout out to all the dads that are at home raising kids. Look, I know what it's like to struggle. And if maybe I haven't struggled as much financially as some people have, I can tell you and promise you that I've had struggles in my life. And I would love to have people understand that Mitt and I have compassion for people that are struggling.
Respecting another woman's lifestyle choices is one of the core teachings of feminism. But that isn't all. Feminism actually empowers both the man and the woman to work together to create harmony wherever they go.
Bed and breakfast, Ann and Mitt Romney hosts.
It's not quite hot enough, you see.
Inside, they were making Mrs. Romney's trademark buttermilk pancakes. She prepares the batter, he cooks them.
I know it's a little early, I'm just taking a look. I'm just going to do it anyway, see? Exactly.
Now, what do your grandkids call you?
Papa.
Your papa.
They call me Papa.
Pancakes, Papa?
They call me Papa.
And Mrs. Romney?
Is Mamie. For a while, for a blessed while, we were Ike and Mamie.
That's a joke.
Like,
I mean, are you putting peanut butter on my buttermilk pancakes?
I'm not going to put them on Chris's, don't worry, honey.
That is sacrilege.
There, I knew it was coming.
That's their oldest son, Tad, who was there with his wife, Jen, and their kids.
So, Ted, what are family meals like?
A little bit of craziness. Dad always goes to the line first because he doesn't want to wait for all the grandchildren because it takes forever. All the parents are cutting the meat and serving everything up, and he's usually finished by the time the rest of us sit down. But
he starts on the dishes, which is...
He does get an early start on the dishes.
Talk around the table is usually about family and sports, not politics. The Romneys hold a family reunion 1 week each summer. The parents, their 5 sons, and their wives, plus 18 grandchildren. Which brings us to the chore wheel. The kids have to make their beds, brush their teeth, and read scripture. The sons and their wives get to clean up.
There are 3 areas that get messy, so it's cleaning the 3 areas and sweeping the floors, and finally, kitchen duty, cleaning up. So this changes every day by one motion, and everybody gets a different job.
Now, I notice what's conspicuously missing here is Mitt and
Ann. We're involved in all of the above.
Well, you know, Mitt can get intense sometimes, and maybe people don't recognize that, but there's also times when he's just my stabilizer too, so it works both ways.
We just talk. We talk it out.
You know, it's not anything specific that I do. It's just being around each other. I think just being around each other gives us a sense of security and serenity and peace and all those good things.
Ann is really good. She is really good at seeing things in ways others don't see them, and being able to provide that openly to me, and I value it very highly. She has been my best friend, obviously, and my counselor throughout my life.
You do disagree on some issues.
Oh, you're not going to ask, you're going to ask me which ones?
What do you think of your husband's policy to cut off federal funding for Planned Parenthood?
Well, I think that it's important that distinction is made that it's federal funding. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be a Planned Parenthood. He and Paul are going to get to Washington, and they are going to balance this budget, and they're going to have to be there's going to be cuts. There's going to be cuts made to a lot of programs that people aren't going to like, and it's just what the reality of the situation is right now.
I think Planned Parenthood, given the fact that it's also a major provider of abortions, shouldn't be receiving federal funding. I think it should be receiving funding from people who want to contribute and support the effort of breast exams and so forth. But I don't think it's a responsibility of the federal government to be providing money to a Planned Parenthood.
What do you think? Is feminism only about empowering women to be successful? Or can men benefit from feminism too? In a feministic society, what role do you think men should play, if any? And what do you think about that new law the Supreme Court passed legalizing same-sex marriage nationwide? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, that just about does it. Hit the subscribe button, like our page on Facebook, comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you on our next program. Thank you for watching Ed Guardian. Adios.